Hey folks, I'm Rick Harper, broker owner of Harper Realty. I've been helping real estate investors find the severely discounted commercial and residential investment properties for the last 25 years. The most common question I'm getting right now is now the time to buy? So I thought I'd take a couple minutes and explain our philosophy here. Is now the time to buy? I can tell you for sure, after 25 years, this is the absolute best buyer's market I have ever seen. And I mean buyer's market, which means it's pretty bad for sellers. So if you're trying to sell, now's not necessarily the time. But if you're trying to buy, this is the time. I'm finding a lot of buyers are getting confused by the news that they're hearing is how bad real estate is, how bad real estate is. You've got to realize who they're talking about. When they're saying real estate is bad, they're saying it's bad for sellers, which means it's good for buyers. And if you are a buyer or an investor right now, the worse the better. The worse for sellers, the better it is for you. You know, the way I like to explain it is, I remember back in 2005, 2006, people were constantly saying, boy, I'd sure like to go back in time 15 years and buy some real estate and then jump forward to now to where I could sell it. Folks, our prices are as low as they were 15 years ago. Your wish has come true. You're literally taking a step back in time 15 years and have the opportunity to purchase new homes, like new homes, etc. today, right now, as we speak. Have prices hit rock bottom? Nobody knows. Some prices will never hit bottom. Some houses will never be put on the market in this time frame. They're going to wait for prices to come up. Some properties will be, or some sellers will be more motivated, so of course they'll be selling. But we never know if prices have hit rock bottom. We do know real estate prices will continue to fluctuate. There's no doubt about it. I will say some things we know for an absolute fact, or as close to 100% fact as possible. Real estate prices someday in the future will be what they were at their peak in 2005 and 6. We don't know if it's going to take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. We don't know how long it's going to take. But someday in the future, real estate prices will be as high as they once were in the past. That's number one. Number two, you've got your money somewhere. Your cash is sitting somewhere. Stocks, bonds, CDs, mutual funds, in the bank. You're getting a return on that investment. As prudent investors, it's our responsibility to get as high of a return on investment as we possibly can. And I can't emphasize it enough. If you can find a safer investment, or at least as equally as safe of an investment to give you a greater return on investment, that's where you should be putting your money. And more often than not, with the prices as low as they are and the rents as high as they are, the positive cash flow that investors are able to get on property in today's market in comparison to a few years ago, the positive cash flows that we're getting in today's market yield a greater return on investment than we're seeing in the stock market, than we're seeing in CDs, certainly seeing in savings account. You're able to get a great return on investment. Why leave money sitting somewhere at 2 or 3% when you get 12 or 20% in real estate? Number three, it is always good to have people buy you stuff. It is always good to have somebody else pay off your investment. And the only investment that I can think of that somebody will actually buy you or somebody will actually pay off for you is real estate. You want to buy gold? It takes cash. You want to buy bonds? It takes cash. You want to buy stock? It takes cash. You want to buy real estate? It takes cash for the down payment, but your loan balance, let's say you put 20% down and borrow 80%, your loan balance, 80% of the purchase price of your investment is paid for by the tenants. The tenants will actually pay off those loans for you and give you positive cash flow every month. So bearing those three things in mind, one day prices will be what they once were. Somebody else is paying off the bulk of your investment and getting a greater return on investment that you may be wherever you're investing right now makes real estate a pretty attractive investment in today's market. Let me try and explain what most savvy investors are thinking when they're getting into today's real estate market. They're saying, here's a great example, property that is for sale right now. I just pulled it up this morning. The value of this home in 2005 and 6 was around $225,000 or more. The asking price today, right now as we speak, is $86,000. What I'm suggesting you do is put in a little bit lower offer, $80,000 on this property that was once worth $225,000. Again, it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,700 square foot, built in 2006. Was worth $225,000, asking $86,000. offer $80,000. Your down payment, 20%, would be $16,000. You're going to have closing costs as well, taxes, insurance, title insurance, loan fees, etc. You'd probably have $20,000 out of pocket on this $80,000 piece of property that was worth $225,000. What we're saying is in 10 or 15 years from now, this property will again be worth, let's say, $200,000. Not even as much as it was worth at its peak. Worth 10% less than what it was worth in its peak in 10 or 15 years. You put $20,000 down, the tenant pays off the remainder. 15 years from now, you get a 15-year loan, the property is paid for. Your $20,000 is now worth $200,000. You've made 100% profit every single year on a 10-year investment, or whatever works out to a 70% profit every single year on a 15-year investment. Any time you can turn, oh, look at that, somebody's got it, calling Harper. So again, in a nutshell, anytime a $20,000 investment turns into $200,000 in 15 years, we cannot recommend it highly enough. I get a lot of people, they don't want to wait 15 years, they don't want to wait 10 years. I understand that. We're not suggesting you do this for your entire real estate portfolio. What we're suggesting is at least something be long-term minded, something with long-term goals. You have your short-term goals, go for it. You want to flip, go for it. You want to get rich quick, go for it. But at least 1 or 2 or maybe even 5 of your properties should have long-term goals. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Here's a way, $20,000, 5 times, 100 grand will turn into $1 million in 10 or 15 years. Again, we don't know how long it's going to take for prices to get back up to where they were. Use your own good judgment. Do your own research. Do whatever you think to where you feel comfortable, invest accordingly, but invest. Should you invest now? Yes. Will prices fluctuate? Yes. Will they go down more? Probably. Will they go down again over the next 15 years? More than likely, yes. But over 15 years' time, it goes up and down. In the long run, they go back up to where they once were. You will get ahead. All I can tell you right now is call Harper Realty at 813-243-1223 or go to our website, harperrealty.com, HARPERREALTY.com. But the easiest thing to get started, get pre-qualified, call Harper Realty, 813-243-1223. Let's start writing offers. Thank you. Secure your future.